Hey guys, Mark here, and it is day number one of getting back on keto, and I'm going shopping, of course, because, well, gotta eat on keto. We gotta get our high fats and proteins, and I'm gonna go through my favorite grocery store here. It's called Fresh World. It's like an international market, and I always like to look and see what they got on sale. And they got headless shrimp, boom, on sale, $5.99 a pound. Love that. So I'll get me about 5 or 6 pounds of it. And we're gonna have a shrimp bowl tonight for dinner. And ooh, thin sliced ribeye. That's interesting. And T-bone. We're gonna have a shrimp bowl. I love coming here because they have like the fresh cilantro and get jalapeno peppers and everything else. So I'll make my picante sauce, get my shrimp on, and get all the good stuff that I need. All right, so we've actually been grocery shopping BJ's and other things. So this is where I get most of my fresh stuff. I've got actually some nice steak fajita meat. I love to marinate this and grill it and make it like a fajita salad. And of course, I've got about 6 or 7 pounds of shrimp. And we're gonna do a shrimp bowl tonight, and I got everything I need to make my picante sauce. And I got some avocados so we can make some guacamole. And this will be like a nice, fresh, great meal. Shrimp bowls, steak bowls, I love them. And the other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the shrimp shells and we're gonna use that to make a great broth. You know, that's another one of those things that if you can have just like straight broth, no sugar, of course, added, when you're fasting, which is really good. So when I go through and peel all the shrimp, I take the shrimp tails, I put them in with some butter, some olive oil in there, or MCT oil, and put in basically the waste, the onion scraps, some garlic, some bay leaves, and some celery, and some chicken broth, and you just let that cook down, and it will be the best broth that you ever have. So you're not wasting anything. So yeah, we're gonna be eating good. It's just not with sugar. All right, so we've been to the store, of course, earlier today and got some great stuff. Planned for a couple of meals ahead. So today we're basically doing a shrimp bowl. Thus far, I've had my fat coffee, refilled it a couple times, and I had a couple slices of pepperoni. Pepperoni's okay. You just got to be careful to read the ingredients because sugar is the enemy. You want to stay away from the sugar. But for the most part, I'm really not that hungry, but you know, I'm a little famished. I just got a little bit of an edge. So what we're doing today is we're going to do a shrimp bowl, which is easy because I mentioned I was going to do some shrimp broth. Well, the problem with doing shrimp broth is my stove is dead and the new one doesn't come in until Thursday. So I'm going to be grilling outside. It's about 32 degrees or so, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to have fun with it. But I want to show you what's going to go in here because when you see all the ingredients, you'll say, this is really fresh. So what we have, of course, is I've gone through and peeled the shrimp. I've also deveined it and everything else. So we're going to put some lemon juice on this. We're going to put some fresh cilantro. We're going to put some chipotle chili powder, some Angio chili powder, some salt on here, and lime juice. And and garlic. Can't forget the garlic. And we're just going to grill this real fast. It's going to grill really, really quick. We're also going to take and we're going to slice up some red peppers and an onion because we're also going to grill some of those. So we'll have some nice fresh grilled vegetables. And of course, we got some romaine lettuce and we've got some iceberg lettuce along with some nice spring onions that we're going to make a salad with. And we're going to use the cilantro to go with the shrimp as well as with our avocados. I'm going to make some guacamole with this, and you can see the color on here. One of the secrets with avocados, if you buy a whole bunch of them when they're green, and I usually will go to Restaurant Depot and buy a bunch of them, is leave them out until they soften up. And once they soften up, put them in the fridge, because see, you can just kind of barely push into it. That's when it's ripe. But they'll stay ripe in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks if you have to. I mean, ideally, you want to use them up. So we'll have some guacamole, and all we're going to put this is some garlic salt, some pepper, some Worcestershire sauce, cilantro, and lime juice to keep it nice and colored. And I'm going to make a picante sauce. So I use 1 can of Rotel. Now you got to be careful with Rotel because it does have 3 grams of sugar per serving. So this can has 6 grams. And you can hear my dogs, of course. But we're going to use some regular tomatoes, and that's where you have to be careful. Tomatoes do have a lot of sugar. So when you buy canned stuff, really check the sugar. Sometimes they'll go through and they'll put, sneak it in and say sugar alcohol and things like that. It's still sugar. But definitely check that. We'll put that with some onions, and we have some red jalapenos and some green jalapenos that are going to go in that, which will make it nice and fresh. And we're going to slice some fresh tomatoes to go in there. So that way you're getting some different textures with it. Okay, hang on. Let me get the dogs. All right, you can see I got Roscoe to calm down. He was barking at somebody. So I've rinsed off my lettuce. I'm going to go ahead and just chop that up a little bit. I like iceberg lettuce. I just like the crispiness of it. My wife is a romaine person, so, this is where we meet in the middle. Some people say that iceberg lettuce has no nutritional value, but that's actually a myth. But I like to just kind of cut up the lettuce. She, of course, likes it shredded. And, of course, I would say she says tomato and I say tomato. We both say tomato. Okay. All right, so we've got some good old lettuce in there. And I chopped that up first because I'm going to do some garlic. See, I don't chop up too much of this because it'll be rusty tomorrow. I might get another head and put in there. But what I'm going to do with the shrimp, to get that ready, I like garlic butter shrimp. So when I cook it on the grill, we're going to cook it in butter. That'll give us a little bit more fat, and it's tasty. That's the one good thing about this diet, or one of the many good things, is if you like fatty foods, you're okay. If you like your bacon, you get bacon. If you like sour cream, you get sour cream. When I make soups and pastas, we use cream cheese and sour cream and heavy cream, so we have very rich food. The bad thing is with the steak, you don't get potatoes. But we've made substitutes with cauliflower. My cauliflower mash is pretty good. Garlic is truly the source of life. I love garlic. Now, a lot of people will go through and they'll smash the garlic. Don't smash the garlic. Don't do it. Don't abuse it. And I'm going to take some of the cilantro. All this stuff I've already washed off. If you can get fresh herbs during the summertime and the springtime, and actually into the fall, I'll have a lot of herbs that are growing out on the deck. You can see I've got some rosemary over here in the window, and that, of course, is aloe. Those are all the baby pieces of aloe from this one plant over here. That one plant has lodged literally 1,000 baby plants. We've sent plants to friends and everything else, and it still keeps dropping them. All right, so there's my cilantro, my garlic, and then we've got our chipotle chili powder. I love this stuff, and I love lots of it. It's nice and spicy, got a kick. And we got our Angio chili powder here. And I like using garlic salt. Now, if you're asking me if I'm an expert, I'm not an expert. I'm giving you what I do. And my wife, we buy tons of limes. She goes ahead and squeezes them. So, lots of lime juice on there. Get a spoon and I'll stir that up. I can't say that I'm a keto expert. I am learning, and I've got to relearn because I've been off for a while. But if you know something that I don't, feel free to say, hey, Mark, you're an idiot. Don't mix this with that. But more than anything else, I can tell you, when you see all the ingredients in here, not having all the chemicals and all the preservatives, you know from the jump street that you're in better shape just eating this versus a whole lot of processed foods. And the shrimp were on sale for $5.99 a pound, which is a great price. So I bought 7 pounds of them and put them in the freezer, because then you've got a great meals. Okay, so that's it. You see how that looks? That looks good already, doesn't it? If I was into sushi, I'd eat it just like that. So I'm gonna put that in the fridge until we're ready to go ahead and cook. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get our guacamole. So just slice all around it. See my seed? Boom. Pop it right out just like that. Boom. And we're going to put garlic salt in here. We're going to put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce and pepper in here, as well as more cilantro. I love cilantro. Cilantro is like the source of life. All right, and break off some more of this. Now, what I really like to do, now depending on your carb count, and if I had a stove, what I would actually do is I would take some of the green peppers and the red peppers and onions, and I would saute those with a little bit of the rotel and some more chili powder. And I'd actually have a can of beans, and I would put a spoonful or two of black beans in there, just for a little bit of carb, just a little carb, and just a little bit of texture in it. Look at that. Ooh, that's fresh. Some salt. Wife got new pepper grinders. I've had my other ones for like 15 years. I hate change. Oh, ooh, ooh. I have found the best. Oh my God, oh my God. It is freaking amazing. This, I actually have to buy like a big block from Restaurant Depot, but this is ghost pepper cheese. It's hot. And I mix that with cheddar cheese to go on this. Oh, it's fantastic. Okay, look at that. That's our fresh. Look at that. No preservatives. The lime juice helps to keep it from turning brown, but you'll want to not make like, a ton of it and think that's just going to last for a week or two. It'll brown a little bit on the top, but just take that off and you're good. But look at that. Ooh. Finally had chips. Okay. And the final thing we're going to do, I need to get me a bowl, excuse me. Final thing we're going to do is we're going to make our picante sauce. Ooh. And see, this is great because my wife likes to just have it on salad. Tomorrow we're going to have a steak bowl, so we can use some of this tomorrow, so I don't have to make it twice. If you got Parmesan cheese, you can make some Parmesan tortilla chips. And in fact, once I get my stove again, I might try and do some of those. All right, so here's the can of Rotel. And again, there's 6 grams of sugar in here, but it's okay because we're gonna really spread this out with a lot of other ingredients. But it has a good taste to it. It's got a little bit of a kick on it. You can get the extra hot This is the original, but I just like using it for a base. But we're going to chop up our peppers because, well, I like it hot. And if you're wondering about the red jalapenos, you know how you get red jalapenos? Same way you get red sweet peppers. What it is, if the pepper stays on the plant long enough, eventually it changes color. It's just basically an older pepper. But it looks pretty. So we're going to dice this up to go with a rotel. Oh, and I'm proud of myself too. My wife was doing Noom last year, hence I was doing Noom with her. And one of the things with Noom was it had us walking. And the thing that was crazy about it was Noom had you literally walking your ass off. Every day that you make your goal, the next day they would add like 400 steps. So for a while there, we were up to about 15,000 steps. And we stopped, unfortunately. That's the thing. We stopped. And haven't done walking for quite a while. And with the pandemic, I've been working from home mostly. And so I still get a lot of steps, but it's not the same as walking. So, boom. So you can see where we are right now. Our cilantro, we got our hot peppers that are in here. We've got our rotel. And now, take a couple of these tomatoes. And we're just gonna dice those up. I like to combine different things, of the same type, because they're different textures. When they dice tomatoes and can them, they get kind of hard. You can cook them all you want, but it's never going to loosen up. And so that's why I like to put the fresh tomatoes in there. Now, the regular tomatoes like this, what they do with it is, it's a tomato that's been basically raised that they all get to be red at the same time, but they stay firm. Even though they say that this is a vine ripened, it's because they leave the vine on it and they say, oh, it ripened on the vine. It didn't ripen on the vine while the plant was still alive, but it's wetter than the old tomatoes we used to get, the cello tomatoes they used to call them. They're like hard as a rock, and they're not really the same as if you were growing tomatoes at home. But you make do with what you got. And of course, you gotta have onion. Now again, this is inexpensive to make. And if you actually have salsa, you wanna have salsa for chips and dip, this is incredible. Hope you guys don't mind. This video is going to be a little long. Each day it's going to be me prepping dinner, so understand that it's the whole thing. And I'm not like Food Network where they've got people that are sous chefs and doing a whole lot of editing. It's just me. I need to do this and get it done because in a few hours I've got my live stream. Although I could do this live. If you'd like me to do this live, let me know. But then that might be harder for a playlist. All right, look at that. Okay, so now you can see all the stuff, the ingredients we have here. I'm gonna take some of these cherry tomatoes. The reason why I like using these cherry tomatoes, one, I've had these for a little bit and they're beginning to get, getting ready to get old. And two, they're actually really juicy. So I'm gonna put a bunch of these in there as well. So now you've got the rotel, which are canned tomatoes. You've got the big vine ripened tomatoes. And then you got the little baby ones that have been chopped up. And in the interest of saving some time, because the next thing I'll be doing is going outside, let me show you what I put on here for spicing. I like my garlic salt. I love, you know, my chipotle chili powder. Gives a little bit of a kick. Okay. More of the lime juice. The lime juice will actually help to preserve it. So this will stay good for about a week. But the problem is, it won't last a week because it'll get eaten up. Look at this. I know you want some tortilla chips, but tortilla chips are a no-no. But look at that. It'll be nice and spicy. It'll have a kick. It'll be nice and fresh. I'm going to put some spring onions in here as well. And there you go. So we've got this. And then I'm going to grate the cheese to put on top of it. We're going to have sour cream and a little bit of blue cheese dressing. Look at that. Look at it. Oh. Look at, see the juice from the tomatoes in there? See, it's juicy without just being watery. All right. So the next thing is, look at that. One of the reasons why I like to go to the World Market is the price on the stuff is really great because you get like 3 bunches of the cilantro for, I think, about $1. If you go to your regular grocery store, it's like $2 for a small bunch. Yeah, so you definitely eat better, and especially if you're buying when it's on sale. And that's what I do, because this is broke-ass media. All right, I'm gonna see you guys outside at the grill, because we're gonna cook the shrimp and the green peppers and onions, and we're gonna be done. Peace. Okay, so we're outside, and it's cold out here, and I got to be careful because the ice on the deck, or the water that was on the deck, the snow that melted is beginning to thaw, so it's a little bit slippery. I've got actually my griddle nice and hot. Thank God I got this because I don't have the stove. But the nice thing about this recipe is for tomorrow, I've actually already got lettuce chopped up for tomorrow. I've already got the picante sauce. I've got extra cheese in there. So tomorrow all I got to do is cook steak, and I got everything else that I need to go ahead and repeat this, but I'll have a steak fajita bowl instead. So let me get cooking real quick. So it's going to take longer for the peppers and onions to get soft than it will, of course, the shrimp. You do not want to overcook the shrimp. Never overcook the shrimp. Never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever overcook the shrimp. I'm going to turn this up a little bit more, get it good and hot. I came out when I was food prepping, because there was some water on the top of it and things. I put it on low to get it started, and still had it on low. It's warm, but not super hot. But that's cool though, because I can start cooking this and getting it soft, and then I'll cook the shrimp. But we're cooking it, of course, in butter, because the butter is what you want for that fat. Look at that. So we're gonna have really fresh food here. And so my battery is not real charged, so I'm gonna skip ahead here, okay? I'm gonna let these cook, and when it's time to cook the shrimp, we'll be back. Yeah. All right, you can see our peppers and onions are nice and soft, and now it's time to cook the shrimp. I hope I have enough battery power to finish this up, but I'm gonna bring this a little closer so you guys can actually see this a little bit better. Hold it, let's flip the camera. Woo! Yeah, buddy. You don't need to see my old behind. Let's see this. Oh, if you guys could smell this. Oh, wow. And see, because they've been deveined, you see how pretty they curl up? Now the thing about shrimp is they don't overcook them because they'll get rubbery. And the nice thing about the chipotle chili powder and the angio, now this is crazy. I don't know why, but this one shrimp, this huge shrimp was in there. It's gonna take a little longer to cook. But you can see, they just gotta get pink and they'll be ready to rock and roll. This is gonna be good. This was worth waiting for today. I'm gonna let that one cook a little bit longer here. Okay, so let me flip around here real quick. Okay, so the nice thing about this meal right here, which, you know, you look at it, it's like, oh man, you're eating high on the hog. Actually, we're not. This is about 1.5 pounds of shrimp. Those were $5.99 a pound. We got 2 onions, we got 2 tomatoes, 2 hot peppers, some cheese, and stuff in there. We had the lemon juice, of course, from the limes. The lime juice from the limes that we had. What this will cost for 3 people will be about $15 at most. And some of this stuff we'll be able to have for tomorrow because of the guacamole and things like that. So really, we'll say with the steak, because the steak that I bought for tomorrow, I think was $12. So between the 2 days worth of dinner, we're talking about $25 for 3 people, easily. So this is actually a really good economical way to eat, and this is eating about as healthy as could be. I challenge you to get something like this from Chipotle. Now, the nice thing about these shrimp are you can do the shrimp salad, you can do the shrimp bowl, we can do shrimp tortillas with the same recipe. It's really very easy to do it, and it cooks quick. All right, let's go inside and talk. So let me see if I can use my wife's here real quick. But look, that's with the shrimp on there. We're gonna put a spoon of sour cream in one corner, put some guacamole in the other, and then this is actually like a street taco sauce. Now again, you have to be careful of the sauces and stuff, because a lot of them will have hidden calories and stuff in there. So hidden sugar. Okay, but look, and that's it. That, my friends, is our bowl. So let's check it out. Look at this. Oh wow. So, oh, it's good. Oh, that's good. Mm. I love it. All right, y'all. Day one of keto is in the books. Mm. And it was good. Tomorrow, it'll be a steak bowl. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'm sorry, but I'm hungry. Mm.